All right. I don't know anything about making videos, but let's give it a shot. So this is the 89 FJ62. She's in pretty good shape. Like 157,000 miles on her. Lots of little things. I've only had her for a couple of weeks. First of all, there is oil spatter everywhere. There's some leaks. Not huge leaks, but yeah, for sure gonna need some new gaskets and seals, and we'll find out what else when we start pulling things out. Obviously not a stock radiator, that's relatively new, and a new alternator, but pretty much everything else in here I think is like she came off the line in 89. Anyway, we can get more into all of that in the future. What we're doing today is these side marker lights. So this one is completely rotted away. Let's see if I can. So there's pretty much just none of the mounting there, and this one still has some of that gasket, but is going the same way. They do both still work and light up, but obviously this one, I mean, not much going on there. Any rate, so I did find a couple others, and I found these at Cool Cruisers of Texas. I don't remember their website, but just get on the old Google machine and you can find them. But they have these OEM ones, and they seemed reasonably priced, and they actually shipped them very quickly and got them here, which is more than I can say for some of the other cruiser part websites that I've been dealing with for the last few weeks. Yeah. All right, so anyways, this hopefully is not going to be very exciting. Hopefully we're just going to take a couple of screws off, pop that thing off, put the new one on, and it's that. But they kind of made this video because I find myself having to look up videos for things that seem like they should be really easy and turn out not to be. So let's see how we do. Oh, and also I don't know what the difference is, but there are two different types. So the 740 is, I believe, the driver's side, and the 730 is the passenger side. Let me double check that. Yeah, that's right. 740 is driver's side. So we'll start with that one. Using a drill or an impact driver would probably be a lot faster. This thing seems to be in really good shape, but if I'm going to find out that something is broken or rusted or otherwise not good, I want to find that out slowly and not all at once with a drill. A little crusty, clean that up. Good old simple green. So I guess we could talk about this truck a little bit. I had looked at Land Cruisers off and on for a while. And you know, life and things. Never got super serious about it. And I was on the old marketplace a couple weeks ago, And this one popped up. It's been local in central North Carolina its whole life. And I think 2-owner car before me. And it's got 157,000 miles on it. Everything seems to work great. But there is definitely, there's gonna be a lot of these videos, we'll say that. There's a lot of stuff that is showing 157. Also, there is a Carfax for it, and based on that, the first like 140,000 miles, I think, were till like 2005. It's 2024, almost 2025 now. So we got a whole lot of miles early in its life. And then since 2005, I mean, it's basically 10,000 miles in the last 20 years. Which is good that it's a low mile car. It's not so good because that means that it hasn't been used a whole lot. And so a lot of stuff is showing signs of pretty much just sitting for all the time. So it turns out this is why. So you see how this has a shape. It only goes in one way. So I guess that's why there's two different ones, one for the front and one for the back, or one for the driver and one for the passenger, I mean. All right. I'm just going to get this partially on here. Now we're going to see if it has the right connector and if it turns on before we screw it all the way in. I'm losing what's left of this gasket around this other bulb is just falling apart. And what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out how these retention clips come out. There we go. Okay. So that's what's left of the old one. Not great, but I might try to save on that bulb since I know it still works. All right, so again, as always, it's supposed to be easy. Got my first challenge here, which is that though this is the connector coming off the harness, wiring harness, and somewhere up in here, that's the, can't even see it, barely, yeah, right back there. That's the connector on the light. And as you can see, there's a pretty big gap between them, and reaching in there is a challenge thanks to this bad boy. Let me have a think about what I want to do here. Okay. That is real fantastic. Let's see here. Yeah, she works. I'm going to find an inspection mirror or something. Okay, so previously so this is the wiring coming off the wiring harness that the light plugs into. Previously it was routed down this way under this bracket and then through that open space and up towards the what I did was, you can see it, can you? Anyways, I brought it back through this hole and around and under. Let's flip it over here. It's a very confusing angle. So yeah. So anyways, it looks like see if we can get you in there. Yep, there you go. So it looks like we got a solid connection. As you saw, I had to just kind of do it by feel. I gotta go find an inspection mirror and poke around and see how it looks. Let me see how the one on the other side is done. All right, nice and snug. Looky there, brand new. My professional camera set up here. Just kind of set it on whatever is handy. It's gonna be gross because this plastic rubber. Yep, there goes some pieces of it. This old housing is just not in good shape. A lot more pieces falling, tons of pieces falling. Everything's fine. All right, we'll just say the rest of that's structural and leave it up there. All right, part 730 is our passenger side. And go ahead and do the connector dance again. So this one goes in like this. Yep. So what I ended up doing was taking the connector on the truck in my palm like that, and then feeling for the connector from the light, and then just squeeze them together like that. All right, double check she's good and snug. Oh yeah. Let's cut up lights on. Hey, look at there. All right. So, hopefully, I don't know that this was helpful at all or valuable, but this is kind of the first thing I've really done on this because, as I mentioned, I've been waiting for parts for a lot of places. If you know anything about these trucks, I'm going to say some things that you know are going to be super fun. I've got to do the oil pan gasket. That thing has got just weeping all over the place. I'm going to have to do the side cover, like the rocker cover. side plate gasket, which I've heard makes the oil pan gasket look like a kid's birthday party. I've got to do probably pretty much just every gasket on the truck. I've got to do, I don't know, there's a whole lot of stuff. Oh, there's probably some suspension work that needs done. Yeah, this one is pretty straightforward and probably boring, but maybe there'll be some fun ones here down the road. Anyway, thanks for giving it a shot with me.